we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. And we'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand one day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we'll work hand in hand one day. And we'll break down the prison walls. We will tear down those prison walls. Together we will tear down the prison walls on that day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we will tear down all those prison walls on that day. And the truth will set us free. The truth will set us free. Truth will set us all free on that day. And deep in my heart, I do believe that the truth will set us all free on that day. And we shall overcome on that day.
So good now. How's all feeling out there? Happy? Right, we're not even going to talk about anything about what happened yesterday. So we're just going to go on. This is an independence workshop, an independence phone out workshop. No need to call me. This is here for your entertainment, education only. And if you want to do something, then I ask you, retweet to retweet. Phone someone, tell someone. We need to be doing more to get this Yes campaign over the line. We need to be doing more collectively, individually. If we want to be singing Hallelujah on the 19th, if we want to be saying higher, higher, we need higher votes, we need higher amounts of people doing their bit to turn this into a victory. Come on. we're in, settle down now. Here we go, 20 past 2. I've got a new update for Skype we just uploaded here. I'm just going to post a tweet. Big shout out to everybody on the huddle board. God bless the famous Glasgow Celtics huddle board. And are you allowed to have folk broadcasting on the radio without the permission? Is that not classified as recording the call? Well, first of all, it's not the radio, right? It's called the internet. I'm not saying their name. I'm not giving their address. I'm telling them, right? I'm telling them my name is... Well, here we go, right? This is a workshop, right? For anybody who's joining us, I'm asking anybody out there who's got a friend who's in telesales, anybody who wants to learn how to make a phone call to get someone to vote yes. So I'm going to start off the call, say hello, give them my name. I've got a new name for this exercise. If anybody listened to me yesterday, you will have heard it. We're phoning for Scottish Democracy 2014. I'm just here to ask a few questions. I'm not recording it. The show goes out live. A recording is made of it. I'm not recording it, but it's part of the what do you call it? And if anybody says anything defamatory, bad, it gets taken off, okay? Anyway, all my shows have got a limited value. They all leave within about a week. I take them down within about a week because I've not got enough space on the Spreaker. And only a few hundred fellow nut jobs listen to it. And I'm doing it for a good cause. And I've not ever been abusive to anybody. Otherwise, I would have had a chap in the door for the police, so I do it in the nicest possible way. Is it breaking any laws? Well, if it was, I would have been done for something before now, Tonto on the huddle board. But thanks for your concern and looking out for me. And as you will hear now, as I've been doing quite recently, it's just a TELECANVASS campaign. Here we go. I'll give you kind of rough areas.
Justin can't make it to the phone line now.
Yeah, but and what is it with people who put their name out in a phone line? Stop leaving your name and details on a phone line. Right, so we've got this list off of BT, British Telecom. Right.
Welcome to the O2 messaging service. The person you are calling is unable.
Right, so we'll just rattle through them. So I've been doing this, I did it before, I took my wee leave of absence for a while. And now that things are settled down, it's time to get on to the campaign trail of saying to people, come vote yes. Come vote yes, it's not about salmon. Yes.
Sorry, this mailbox is full.
That's cool, don't need to put a message in. Right, and also we're asking for anybody out there, if anybody out there can get access to mobile numbers. Mobile numbers, exclusive for Scotland, I don't know how hard that is.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, sorry to bother you, my name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from the Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just here to ask you a few questions. Are you intending to vote on the referendum, sir? And if so...
Yeah, I'd prefer not to discuss it just now, thanks.
Oh, no, no problem at all. As I say, I was just phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. I wasn't here to ask you to do anything or take anything on board. I was here just taking a pillion toll, yeah. So, listen, no problem at all. Take care and have a good day, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. Right. What number was that? Did I copy that one right? Hold on, make sure. Right, so that was a different number, okay, so this is the right one. Right, not out to twist anybody's arm or beat them or browbeat them. But here is an information exercise. Education, entertainment and information for the nation. For the nation of total out and out crackpot wins only. No one else is invited. So you could be a cybernat. You could be any kind of nat if you want. I'm just rattling through this phone book here. Take no prisoners once it gets to so many rings.
Hello, and thanks for calling our voicemail service. The person you are calling is not available.
Right, let's see. When everything is sales, it's a numbers game. I've rattled through now 10 numbers.
Hello, 1983.
Oh, hello, sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just phoning regarding the referendum.
Sorry, I'm not interested in discussing that.
Oh, no problem at all. Sorry to bother you. See, that's the reason, one of the reasons I'm looking for mobiles, because by going through all the phone book numbers, I'm inclined to get a high percentage of lovely coffin dodgers who sadly seem... I think the best way for the Yes campaign that day was the high amount of coffin dodgers using their vote the wrong way. I think anyway, I mean, they're not going to be about long enough to see the full effects of it, you know. They should be thinking for their children and voting yes, so maybe we should be hoping for a real rainy day that day, keep all the old codgers in. So out and do a rain dance, everybody, that day.
Hello.
Hello. Right. Oh, look at this. In the same area with the same name. It must be relatives. How many doors is that away? Actually, it's only 2 doors away. Or 2 closest, or 3 closest. Oh, hello, sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just here to get your take on the referendum, ask you a couple of questions. Are you intending to vote in the referendum? And if so, have you decided what way to go? Oh, he just hung up. Yes, well, that's one of the pitfalls of being a telesales consultant. But as I always said yesterday, and I'll keep repeating it until the mantra sets in. Never see failure as failure. Always see it as the next step to success. Sales is a numbers game. I rattle through a page out of 10 numbers, I get 2 people, coffin dodgers. Now into the second page, someone's hung up, no interested. So we'll carry on. It's not a problem. We will get our nuggets. We will get our golden nuggets or our gems. Who will tell us much information and give us a clue.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just here regarding asking you a few questions regarding the referendum. Like, are you intending to vote, and if so, have you decided which way yet?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh no, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking if you don't want to tell me anything. I was just here offering an information programme because myself, I used to be part of the No campaign, and I've took it upon myself. I think the best way forward, having everybody, all these politicians saying, you know, Scotland can't do anything. I'm now part of what you call the Yes campaign. I'm doing this off my own back. I've got no party allegiance at all, and I'm just making a friendly information call to give information to people out there who maybe know or undecided, or even encourage Yes voters to maybe do the same as I'm doing. If you believe in something, do it with passion and belief. So, as I say, I've just explained myself, and I'm sorry to bother you, sir. It was just an information exercise. God bless. Bye-bye. Right. So you need to get yourself warmed up as well. There's no point in getting nose and nose. I need to get myself into gear, you know. Need to get myself into the flow. Because sooner or later we're going to come across a nice person. And they're going to want to open up and they're going to want information. Right, next number. So tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. This is a TELECANVASS workshop. And I encourage anybody out there, an independent TELECANVASS workshop. Hello?
Hello, we are not
Hello.
available now. Please leave your name and phone.
Right, on to the next one. Oh, is that the same one? No, different one. Right.
Hello, your call cannot be taken at the moment.
Yada, yada, yada. Right. So I'm halfway down the second page here now. I'm more than halfway down it. Hello, good afternoon. Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from the Scottish Democracy 2014 campaign. I was just here to ask you, are you intending to vote in the referendum?
No, thank you. Thanks very much, thank you.
Oh no, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just here to get an information exercise. Right. See, the thing is, sometimes it is better to stop and pause. But then when you get that pause, then they take the chance to bail out. Do you think it's a sales call? So we just have to adapt. You adapt how you do it. You can just rabble through it. And I'm probably hang up anyway. And yeah, we're phoning Glasgow today. If you have any preferences where you'd like me to phone, any areas?
Hello.
A personal greeting message service there instead of the standard one. Right, we're in 2 pages. We've got one more to do. We'll rattle through this and that'll be us. Right, as we're finding out, the only people in Glasgow in are all coffin dodgers today. Right, hold on. The reason why I've let this one ring out is because wait for a page to open up with a new number. Shuffle one at a time to do it. But there we go. Here we go. Cheerio. Right, we're on to this. Oh, there's a busy one. Right. We'll jump from north of Glasgow. We're going to the south of Glasgow now. South of Glasgow.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just here to ask you a few questions. Are you intending to vote in the referendum?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Well, I was here to offer information because myself, I used to be thinking I was going to vote no, but now I'm thinking I maybe should vote yes, based on all the politicians saying, you know, we can't do this in Scotland, we can't do that. So I'm just here to find people to say, you know, if you're interested in more information, because I don't trust many of these politicians. I'm not a politician and I'm not part of any political party. I was just here as a concerned citizen who wants something better for my country. And I feel that, well, as I say, I used to be part of the no, and then I was kind of undecided. So now I'm yes, and because I used to do a wee bit of, you know, phoning stuff, so I thought, well, I'm going to start phoning the nation myself and saying to people, you know, Are you sick? Is there anything that sickens you with this referendum race that you don't like at all?
I don't know. I'm clueless with things like this. Really.
Have you spoke to any of your friends or family regarding it? Have you made
No, it's not myself.
Aye. But what do you reckon about voting? Are you go? Have you hedged your bets? Are you going to be voting yes or no? Or are you still undecided?
Well, I don't know. What is it for anyway?
Well, what it is if Scotland votes yes, it means we'll get democracy in our country for the first time in 300 years. And
I'm going to vote yes.
You're going to vote yes?
You've helped me a lot.
Oh, brilliant. Well, listen, see, the best thing to do is if you think about it, it's not about hating England or wanting to be away from England. It's about being friends with England, but being able to stand up on our own 2 feet and say,
exactly.
we can run things ourselves, and we can do it ourselves.
Uh-huh.
So
that's just what I'll do.
Well, in 6 weeks today, if you listen to the TV, if you listen to the Yes campaign, get out there 6 weeks today and put a wee tick in the box or a wee X in the box for yes, and then you've done your bit to help secure Scotland's future and maybe save it from the tyranny of Westminster that we face.
Aye, that's exactly what I'll do.
God bless.
Thanks for helping me.
God bless. Cheerio now.
Right, cheerio.
Cheerio. Right, I think we should get the Hallelujah tune on. That's the first conversion, the first live conversion on air. To be honest, I don't think she knew if she was in Wemsby or fucking Bombsby, but she's saying yes. You've got to take a yes wherever you can get it. We're not here to discriminate. She's not got a clue what it's all about. As soon as I said it, she was buying it. Right, we're in there. Right. Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alber. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014.
Sorry, who are you?
Jimmy Alber. I'm phoning from Scottish...
What's this about?
Scottish Democracy 2014. It's about the referendum. I'm just here to canvass you regarding your opinion. Right, you don't want to speak to Jimmy Alber? Shocking. I'm the second cousin twice removed of Jordi Alber. And he's just hung up on me. Shocking way to treat a cousin of the Catalan nationalist player. Can't you be an Alba nationalist? A Jimmy Alba?
Hello?
Hello, sorry to bother you. My name is Jimmy Alba from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just here regarding the referendum to ask you, are you intending to vote on the referendum, and if so, have you decided?
I did, but I'm making the dinner now.
Oh, what are you having?
Mince and totties.
Lovely, right. I'll come round later on and we'll discuss it then, right? Put a space for me there, right? Can you just quickly, are you intending voting? Aye. Are you going to vote on the referendum?
Yes.
How are you doing? Yes or no?
Oh, I'm not telling you. I'm not meant to tell what you're
Okay, of course you can. It's a new generation. Of course you can. You can tell us whatever you want.
My mum brought me up not to tell anything.
Oh, well, change it. Vote yes. I'm here to say vote yes. That's me, held my peace.
Right, I'll need to go. My pot's on.
Right, turn it down a
Bye.
bit. Right, I'll phone you back later. Bye. Right, there we go. Mince and tatties. We'll get an invite for mince and tatties. What is it? We need to teach this older generation. They can't tell what you vote. What the fuck's that all about? Vincent Toys.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just phoning regarding the referendum. I was just here to give information and to ask, are you intended to vote on the referendum at all?
I will vote.
Aye. Well, I was here myself, not to ask you to do anything or buy anything. I'm just here as a concerned Scottish person, looking to find people who are like myself, who are going to vote yes. I was thinking about voting no, but I decided a few months ago, listening to all these politicians who were saying, oh, Scotland can't do this or we can't do that. I thought, well, of course we can do whatever we want, so let's make our own democracy in Parliament. What do you say about that, sir?
Well, I was a bit like you. I'm going to vote no. Then my son, who teaches English in Japan, he's a professor now. Doesn't he's convinced me to vote yes.
Well played.
I wasn't too happy with Salmon and with Alistair Darling. I thought Alistair Darling handled it that bit better, you know.
Well, see, I'm not a nationalist, and I'm not an Alex Salmon fan, and I wish there was somebody better there who could lead the campaign, because I think we could do better than him. But that's why I'm doing this myself, because and I want to encourage people out there to try and do what they can, because it's not all about Salmon, it's not all about the SNP. It's about.
I know it's not all about Salmon, but the Swinney kind of took him down and all, and I kind of wasn't a full conference like that, but it was Sweeney had him in knots, you know. I
know. I hear what you're saying, but it's good that you're voting yes. I mean, what was it that took your son to convince you? What was it he said that convinced you was the way to do?
Well, my son more or less into it more than me, you know.
Aye.
I mean, he explained the things that we have suffered at the hands of Westminster.
Oh, you better believe it. It's frightening.
I kind of, I'll say I'll vote yes.
Because when you look at it, I mean, as I say, I'm not Salmon's fan, but some of the stuff that he says, you can't doubt them. They are true. You look at I'm from Glasgow myself, like yourself, and you look at the amount of food banks that are in Glasgow. You look at the amount of poverty, and then you think, how can we, see the oil that we pull out of our sea, the North Sea, it's of the highest grade quality oil. It's that good a quality, even the Arabs buy it because it's of top quality. It doesn't even need refined. You could put it in your tank, it's that good. And so we've got that in abundance. And then you look to Norway, same similar sized country, they've got a huge sovereign slush fund of about 500 billion that they can tap into and look after their people. So instead of having pensioners in Scotland who have to say, well, I'm going to have to either eat or heat this winter. You've got the Norwegian government have subsidised it there, so people have got triple glazing and they've got all the heating and electricity as cheap as nails because, well, it's all about looking after your population. And I just think that Westminster doesn't give a toss about anybody, and maybe the Scottish politicians who have got a lot of faults, but I can see that with the stuff they've done with the prescriptions and the stuff for the students, they've got a bit of heart and they're trying to do something to help the population. And that's why I was one of the reasons why I want to help, because even though they've got faults, you've got to say, well, they are trying to do stuff for the people more than that Westminster lot. And it's the oil that I think that these people, that's the reason why all these politicians down in England are wanting to keep Scotland. Because
the bedroom tax was a nail in it.
Oh, the bedroom tax? I know that was a shambles. What a shambles!
That was terrible. That was they even had a blind woman who had sorted their house out so she knew where everything was, and spent a lot of money doing that, and they were chasing her for bedroom tax. You know, somebody else in a wheelchair. Oh no!
It's criminal. And that's what we've got to get. That's why I'm desperate for a yes, because it can take us away from this Tory rule. Because, well, we've got a Tory government, where we've got one MP. You know, we've got more Chinese pandas and Tory MPs, and yet we've got a Tory bloody government. And it's not on. But anyway, listen, I'm sorry to take your time. I've rattled on, and it's good to hear another yes person, because I've phoned a few people and they've been saying no and hanging up. So it's always good to speak to a good person who's in the same wicket as myself.
Aye. Well, as I say, first it was no, and then I said, oh no. Once my son started battering it out, I said, I'm going to vote yes, you know.
Brilliant.
and I started thinking that way, you know.
The next time you speak to your son, say you spoke to someone who was convinced and he's now out making a phone campaign, he's self-contacting as many people to do it. And if your son is over in Japan and he can phone Scotland and contact people, tell him to do that as well. All hands on deck, tell him.
For a break.
Is he?
He's here for 5 weeks, aye.
Well, tell him all hands on deck, SOS, get phoning, phone as many people, get to the old man to the pump, everybody out there, get everybody voting yes. If you find anybody voted no, lock them up in their house on that day. Right, I'll let you go, sir. God bless, right?
Right, okay.
Cheerio.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I was only joking about that last comment. Don't lock anybody up in the house, that'll be kidnapping. But if you can get away with it, of course, then take them some food and just say, look, there's nothing happening out there today. Right, on with the numbers. So, we got converted, we got a yes.
Welcome to the messaging service.
Oops.
The person...
Right. For all this to the bottom of this, we'll take a wee break. We'll get another 2 numbers after this one. We'll ring them out. I'll go and find another name in another area. If anybody wants to make you've got a preference for an area, then hit me up and I'll hit that area. Oh, somebody actually passed me a number for someone who was wanting to get converted. I shall phone that number also. Right. We'll start off after the next one. We'll phone the number that I've been given and we'll take requests for areas. If you want me to phone a particular area, we did the Shetlands Orkneys yesterday, the wee bit Dundee, we'll do Edinburgh, Inverness, Dingwall, the Outer Hebrides. Right, last call, then we're off for a break.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry to bother you. It's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. It's regards the referendum. Are you intending to vote in the referendum, sir?
Right, okay.
No, I'm not here to ask you to buy anything. Oh, come on. Behave yourself. Man up and talk to me. Come on. Right. So we'll leave Glasgow. We're leaving Glasgow now. And, right. To keep me upbeat and buoyant, I'll need to play a wee dance tune to keep my dander up here. No point in putting a slow tune out and negging us all out. We need some bounce. We need some bounce. We need to put more bounce into us like Zebedee. We need to get out there campaigning. Well, I'm not getting out there campaigning unless I can get a hold of a politician. We also want to know, where is Alistair Darling? A day ahead, tell me where Alistair Darling is. I'll travel there. I'll get to Dosh and I'll go wherever he is. Alistair Darling, Jim Murphy. Anybody got one of these mic and thingy kits, and I'll get out there in my soapbox or iron brew crate and take him on. Where is he gone? Right. And numbers. We need numbers. And if there's anybody, somebody's gave me a number or someone they want me to call, if there's anybody you want me to personally try and convert, then pass a number on. And this is an encouragement to you, the listener out there. If you believe in yes, are you doing your bit? If you heard yesterday what I was saying, I've not had a chance to say it that way today, but it's key. We will not get this chance again. I'm 42, the last chance I was 7. It's 35 years. Another 35 years. 77. Generation Thatcher for the postal Maryhill border scheme. Cunts like myself are half-pan breed. Right? And all the rest of them are really dead, you know what I mean? Smack, crack, alkies, fucking, you name it, cancer, every disease and illness has been riddled through the generation of Thatcher and Glasgow. The housing schemes have been decimated. I'm actually in old age. I don't even see myself middle age now. I'm in old age retirement. That's how I'm not working anywhere apart from phoning Fanjitas on the radio. Right, so fully retired crackpot time here. I'm asking you to do as I'm doing. Contact, if you believe in something, do it with a passion and a belief. You don't have to go out there and contact people you don't know. If you're not into telesales, if you've not done it before, all you need to do, just like that old guy there, his son converted them. And his son was back for 5 weeks, probably knowing that he's out to convert as many other people. So do your bit, people. Ask as many people. You don't have to be a Jimmy Alba, but you just have to ask, are you voting in this referendum, by the way? What's your take on it? What's your thoughts? Find out what it is. Hit them with bullet points. Learn, educate yourself, and let's take this to victory. Hasta la vista sempre. this isn't the George Bowie experience, this is the Jimmy Alba experience. Jimmy Alba. And now, you can't say I don't like a challenge. I'm phoning Edinburgh now. Edinburgh. Now, there's more chance of finding a Scottish person in Edinburgh than there is finding a fucking man in the moon. Even less chance to find a yes, a voter. Some of them, I think, once described Edinburgh will be the graveyard of the Yes campaign.
Sorry, we can't take your call.
Right. So this is a Jimmy Albert experience. Sorry for that music there. I couldn't put anything else on. I need to keep my dander up. I need to keep fresh as a daisy. I know I only go to my bed about 12 o'clock today, but it all counts. Can't have any slow music. I need to get bounce. Need bounce in me. I need to keep going. Need belief. I need to keep a good pace of this. Can't get to. Right, 5 ring sting. That's all we can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, 1 minute for luck. There is Neil.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. It was just regarding the referendum. I was calling and asking you intended to vote in the referendum.
I intend to vote, but that's as much as I'm prepared to discuss.
Okay, listen, I understand. I know a lot of people are like that, and I do apologise for voting. I'll just take a few seconds more to explain why I'm phoning, so you know that I'm not here as a sales call. I'm just here as a concerned, passionate Scot who was thinking of voting no up until a few months ago, and having listened to politicians with their stuff saying, we can't do this because, we can't do that. I thought, well, being Scottish, we can do anything, and I looked into it and I thought, well, why don't we go for it? And it's a leap of faith, and I'm listening to my heart instead of my head. There'll be many problems. I'm not a politician, but as I say, I'm just here because I'm not to ask you to do anything. I'm just here to say, well, I'm looking to find people who are saying yes and to encourage them to do more, to do a bit. And if anybody's wanting more information, if they're undecided, that's the people I was looking for. So listen, I'll bid you farewell if you don't want to speak to me. And I was just, as I say, explaining myself why I was phoning to you. I thought it just out of politeness.
Okay, thank you very much.
Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello, you're not available now.
Yeah, you old Zionist cow, you. Right, Eli, that is just shocking. Fucking zombie Zionist cunt, you. It's Eli on the huddle board. Shocking behaviour.
Hello, we are not available now.
That person gets about all over the place. I can swear you have doing different numbers. Shit. No. I don't believe it. Fucking hell. How stupid can one... Right, I've got a load of different numbers that I can flash up on my Skype. And normally I flash one up that is a number that is a dead number, if you like, that I've had of old. I've only been flashing my current mobile number up. I'm going to get some amount of missed calls for all these pricks later on tonight. I get a missed call. Who is it? Who's that? Somebody phoned me your number. Can you tell me? Who's that? For fucking hell. Right. Shit, man. Why would I be so stupid? No answer, you don't need to answer, right? We all know, man. Fucking hell. Right, I've changed it, right. Ah well, c'est la vie. But I just... See, I always like to be in a position of, well, in control of the call instead of them phoning me out the blue and I'm fucking cooking my dinner or something, I mean. I don't like these fangitas phoning me when I'm cooking my mince and tatties. Actually, tonight I'm having some chicken thigh kebabs marinated from yesterday in yoghurt with the lovely 5 spices and a wee bit of food colouring, a wee bit of orange food colouring. Makes it look more tandoori-ish. Especially because when you put that, I use, put a wee bit of, with the yoghurt, salt, pepper, garlic and ginger, what do you call it? The mixture, you know, that mince, the one that all comes up. So by that, I mean, that takes a yucky kind of brown colour, especially when you're putting in, I mean, even about the haldi, the turmeric and the chilli. Then I put garam masala, coriander and cumin. But with that mixture, as I say, it looks a yucky brown. So, and there's no amount of, what do you call it? You can't change it with the chilli powder and the turmeric. It doesn't change it to anything better. So I always like to put just a wee bit of the orange stuff on it, because then it gives it a nice wee kind of, when you grill it, it goes kind of pure red, just the way you get it out of takeaway. But so I'm having that with those, what do you call them? The leg and the thighs combined with wee bit of roast taters, baked potatoes, right? And I've got a wee bit of rice there that I can just do a wee egg fried rice with a wee bit of side of it. With some pita bread, so that'll be me stuffed. I've had fuck all anyway, sitting here on an empty stomach again. So we're battered in, right, so that's my dinner there. So I can't be bothered with these fannies phoning when I'm cooking that masterpiece. Jimmy Alba style.
Hello, your call cannot be taken at the moment.
Somebody change your message service, right? I can't believe I'm so stupid to put my numbers out there like that. I'll just have to change my SIM card again. Always remember, change your SIM card every 2 weeks. That way they can't get a tap on you. Come on, there's nobody in Edinburgh today, I'm telling you. Has anybody picked up here? Oh, there's a 5 page, there's 50 names here of Edinburgh. But to be honest, if this next page doesn't produce many, then we may as well sack it, because I can't bother listening to this. Right. I'm letting this ring because I'm waiting to open a new page. Right, we're opened it. Oh, look at this.
Welcome to BT Answer 1571. The person you're calling isn't available at the moment. Please...
Right, so that's me, I've got the next page on. Right, that'll through it, 5 rings, we'll do 6, that person took 6, so 6. This is a lovely number they've got here. Yes. Right, Edinburgh will soon be getting jettisoned. Unlucky number 13. Just ringing out 14, you better get in there before it changes. Less buttons to press. Right, out quick before the answer machine. Come on. Oh, come on. Right, Edinburgh's getting doused at page 2 here.
Hello?
Hello, sorry to bother you. It's Jimmy Alba here from Scottish Democracy 2014.
Yes.
It was just regarding the referendum. I was just here to ask you a few questions, like, are you intending to vote, and if so, have you decided which way yet? And you don't have to
I haven't decided, no.
No, are you
I'm still
undecided?
thinking about it, but I do intend to vote.
You do, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, well, listen, I was here because, well, myself, I was thinking of voting no up until a few months ago. And then when listening to all these politicians, and coincidentally, I'm not a politician and I'm not aligned to any party at all. I'm just here as a concerned Scottish person who thinks that Scotland could maybe do a wee bit better if we were to get a chance to get democracy for ourselves on our own, i.e., you know, we don't have a parliament that's voted in from outside, like, you know, but basically, I was thinking of no, but we've listened to all these politicians saying, you know, we can't do this and we can't do that. I thought, you know, well, why can't we do it? And I looked into it and I came to the decision, well, I think we can do it. And, you know, being from Glasgow, you know, we did the Commonwealth Games there. Scottish people have been creative for centuries, you know. Heck, we can make it. Right. We made the TV, penicillin, pneumatic tyre. It's not as if we can't do anything. And so I personally think that if, and we might make failings, and the politicians up in Scotland might not be any better, it might be worse than what they are down in England, but at least...
They couldn't be any worse, could they?
No, I don't think so, you're right in that, and if they are, then we're terribly unlucky. The best thing to do is all these failed politicians who are Scottish, who help crash the economy, like Mr. Darling, you know, like if as long as they stay down to Westminster, then we might make a good fist of it, because I think they're all the failed politicians, so we don't need the failed Scottish politicians who are patronising us, I think.
No, I agree with you there. It's just little issues that I wonder about, and then, but I would say I'm more on voting yes than I am no.
And what would the little issues be, if you don't mind me asking?
What? Well, you hear on the television about the currency. You know, we won't be able to keep the pound, and I don't like that. You know, I often wish, you know, it could be something like what Australia and Canada have, still belong to the Commonwealth.
That's right.
But make our own laws.
That's right. That's what
I always thought. Why can't Scotland go that way?
Well, that's the way I think that this is going to happen, because if you look at the pound now, if you go to the Isle of Man, if you go to the Guernsey, if you go to the Jersey, they've all got a currency with the Queen's head on it, and it all says pound sterling. And it says, promise to pay the bearer on demand. If you go to the Isle of Man, it says, go to the Isle of Man and we will give you £1 back for it. So if you wanted to, they will give you an English pound and you can go spend it in England. And at least the way I look at it, is at least then that would give everyone who was going down to England on a holiday, they would know that they would have to go in and change their notes. Because just now there's a huge grey area. If you go down with a Scottish note, it's just your pot luck as if the person will take your Scottish note.
Exactly. I agree with you there, because I've come across it.
Exactly. So then at least this would provide, because the way the English talk about it and the way these politicians talk about it is if you go yes, we're going to not let you use the pound. Now, Alex Salmond can't come out really and saying it. He can't come out and say, oh, look, we're going to definitely do this, because then it kind of prejudges what the vote's going to be. But I know for a fact that the English MPs, the Westminster MPs, will have to forge a consensus with the Scottish Government, similar to the consensus between the Liberals and the Tories, where they were from two opposite ends, but they had to come together to make it work. And I think that's what happened between Scotland and England, or Scotland and Westminster governments, where if England was to say to Scotland, you can't use that, then they're 10 times the size of us, then that would cause them 10 times the damage than what it would cause us. So they were going to have to say, well, OK, you can use the pound. And I think maybe after 5 years we'll still be using the same pound, and maybe and because it's the only way forward, because if it was to be a break-up, it's got to be the most amicable break-up possible, because let's face it, it's not as if we're going to annex the island and separate completely. We're going to have the integration of our two nations. And for me, it's not about hating the English or being horrible to the English. It's about, for the first time in 300 years, Scotland having a proper democracy. And that's why I feel like the issues like the pound, they're saying stuff like this to keep us there. And I think the main reason behind that is because we're so valuable with our oil revenue. With our oil revenue, they must be so desperate to keep us. And that's why I think that it's got to be something to do with the oil. That if Scotland, they know that if Scotland had a control of our oil, we might be able to have a fairer economy, that the people get a better say and the people get a better share of the resources like they do in Norway.
Oh, I agree with what you're saying. But, of course, you never know until these things happen.
Exactly. And for me, I follow my heart, and my heart says this is the right way to go. And my head has got the same amount of doubts almost as yourself. I don't trust the politicians. I've never voted the SNP, don't like the Labour, don't like the Tories, and I'm wanting change. And I know it's going to be difficult, but the way I look at it is that with all the negatives that are going through my head, I just look to my heart and I say, well, I've got 3 teenage kids, and I'm 40s myself, so, and I know this is my last chance to do something for my country, because I was 7-year-old the last time, and if God spares me, I'll be well into my 70s, but by then I think it's too late. I think Scotland has to seize the moment, and instead of being a little teenage kid being dictated to by its big brother in England, and they show us no respect at times, the government, stuff like the poll tax that they brought in and other measures. So I think it's time that if we stood up and say, it's not about hating you, England, it's about forging a new alliance, it's about forging a new union, having the Queen as a head of state, like you say, Canada and Australia.
I still want to keep her.
Yes, I know, and a lot of people do, and that's fine.
Because I admire her very much.
Indeed, and no one, I think, Alex Salmond, he's on record as saying that that's what's going to happen. The head of state will be the Queen, and that's rightly so. So it's not about negative stories about distance. It's just about a simple thing that Scotland wants, and it should have to forge itself ahead in this century as being a positive nature, a positive nation that is a beacon for the rest of the world. Like the Commonwealth Games is a beacon for us to say, we're not all bad in Scotland. We can do things, and I think if Scotland takes this, then we can turn to other people. Look what they're doing for the students. They give them free students. They've took away the stuff for the prescription charges. And if you compare that to England, that shows to me that maybe the politicians, they actually care a wee bit for the people here. And although they might still make a lot of mistakes and do a lot wrong, I think that if we show the heart that, that Scotland deserves it, if you believe in your heart that you think Scotland should have a better say and a better control.
Well, I do believe in that, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, then I would say on the 18th, banish your fears, because the people are out there who are against it. They're wanting to prey on those fears, and the fears that go through your head, what if this happens, what if that happens?
Exactly.
Well, what if anything happens? You just don't know. And what we do know is the austerity measures that are planned for next year and the following years by the Conservative government are a drastic measures, and a lot of people are going to be suffering. The bedroom tax is nothing compared to the austerity measures and packages that are still to hit us. And possibly if Scotland was to be able to distance herself, we can say, well, we're not going to use that same austerity measure package, we're going to do things differently. And there may be problems, but I think that the people there have got the heart to try hardest, because the key thing with Scottish people is that at least we try hard to do best for each other,
Exactly. I do agree a lot with what you're saying.
Oh, thank you. No, well, I'm only saying what a lot of other people have told me. So, and I see. I used to be a taxi driver in Glasgow, and I met a lot of brilliant people. And the ordinary people, you don't get to see or hear the ordinary people much on the TV. It's all these politicians and these professors and experts who they almost dictate to you as if you're on a different planet, and that irritates me. And that's why I'm as you can hear, I've got no airs and graces. I'm just an ordinary person. So that's why I'm thinking, if I can go out there and do something different, like Alex Salmond, he speaks to a type of people that that's fine, that will listen to him. But a lot of people don't like him. But this independent,
I like him.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like him in certain stuff, but a lot of times he's not. I don't know. Did you think he did good against that Alistair Darling the other night?
I never watched it.
Oh, no. Because a lot of people are saying that Darling did well, but I thought he did well, and it's just, I think it was a lot of people who were, you know, Darling supporters who were getting the voice to say, oh, he did terrible, because I thought he did what was best. He was asking the questions, and Darling looked a bit aggressive. I mean, the most important thing from Alex Salmond was to keep calm, and it was Alistair Darling that was being aggressive and pointing and shouting at him. But and then you hear all the people saying, oh, Darling won, but the way I looked at it, I thought Salmond did better than it. But
I meant to watch it right enough, but I didn't. Yeah. But I don't like Alistair Darling anyway.
No, I mean, the cheek of him, he even had the cheek to say, you know, your economy would be decimated. He sat at the bank, he sat at the head of the table as a Chancellor, while the Bank of England was crashing, the Bank of Scotland, while he was helping his friend Fred Gooding get a knighthood. He sat there and patronising the Scottish people, saying, oh, you won't be able to run an economy. Well, you helped destroy an economy of not only Scotland, but Britain and part of the rest of the world with the fiscal policy of his government. And that's why I can't stand him either, you know, he's just a...
No, I don't like him. I don't like any of these politicians.
No,
down south or up here.
There's no many good ones at all, isn't there? No, there's no really.
There's none. You know, there's really none at all.
Well, I've promised myself, and I never said it before, and I'm only doing it because I'm not doing it for the money or anything. I'm just doing it because, well, if Scotland get independence, I'm going to put myself down as an independent, because I think to stand for it, because not that I'll probably get anywhere, but just for my own conscience, that, you know, put up or shut up time. If you want to talk a good game like the politicians, I mean, they think they talk a good game, but they talk a lot of lies. So if we can get it, because I wouldn't stand in the Westminster Parliament, because, well, the way it's set up there, it's set up for the big parties to succeed. But if you look at the way the Holyrood is set up, when the first Parliament was there, it was like kind of rainbow coalition of little parties. And I think that what happened, and this is key, because a lot of people think, well, we don't want maybe Alex Salmond as Prime Minister all the time. But what I think will happen, possibly the SNP party will become a lot smaller, because their main issue has been to get independence. So maybe if they get independence, then, you know, they won't. Not a lot of people will vote them, and it might become a case of, well, a lot of people don't want to vote Labour or Conservative. So maybe there might be a case for Scotland to forge ahead with a new political system, like someone in Edinburgh can stand for a party, you know, to save the hospital that might be getting closed, or save a school, or just, you know, somebody out in Shetland Isles wants to save a hospital or something like that. That you know, independence people can get a chance to get a voice, because I personally think this party politics system is a cause of a lot of the problems out there, you know.
Oh, I do.
But listen,
anyway,
I'm sorry for boring you and talking away too much. I do apologise.
No, I do agree with what you're saying, and it's making me feel more confident to vote.
Yeah, please do.
They tell me to, but I'm thinking of the people coming after me, and I think you've made my mind up for me.
Good. Because that's the way it's about putting in place. If your heart thinks it's the right way to go, your head is going to give you about 100 reasons why you shouldn't. But at the end of the day, if your heart is saying, well, hold on, it feels the right thing to do, and to give it a go, because if you look at all the countries out there that have got independence, they don't go back. You make a success of it. You might struggle, but at the end it might take 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, but you'll get there in the end. You'll make a go of it, and you'll make a success. And if any other country in the world can do it, and there's many who's done it, then the Scottish people, like I say, who are great inventors and great creative people and talented people, then we can make it happen.
Exactly. No, I do agree with you.
Good.
What you're saying.
And if you're saying yes yourself, if you know anybody you think's maybe in the no campaign or maybe undecided, if you can try and convince them as well, because this is a grassroots movement that in the 6 weeks today, that's all we've got, 6 weeks to make something positive, because if you believe in Scotland and you believe in fairness and a better future, then try and convince as many people as possible. And I bid you farewell, and God bless, and I'll maybe speak to you soon.
Thank you for phoning.
No, you take care now. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye. Right. She was lovely. Converted. Cha-ching, right. See, all those missed calls. What did I say? Never see failure as failure, always the next step to success. The miserable old bastard that hung up, the ones who said no. I wouldn't have got that lovely wee woman to say yes if I hadn't pressed the buttons and dialed all these numbers. It's a numbers game. Keep it simple, stupid. Believe in your heart. If anybody's out listening there, you heard how it's done. What are you waiting for? Don't listen to me any longer. If you've got the gist of it, get into the BT phone book, copy and paste it, pay Skype, £10 a month. There's a package of £10 a month on Skype.
Hello.
You can phone landlines. If you want to phone mobiles, £15 a month. How easy and simple is that? It's no rocket science. If you don't want to do that, get into your phone book and convert.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just regarding the referendum. Just a wee quick call to ask you.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
Oh.
I've got my vote set out. I know what I'm voting, and that's it. No thanks. Sorry.
No, listen. I'm sorry to bother you. I wasn't here to try and convince you anything. All our votes set out. Right. Any guesses on a postcard? She was a no. Somebody intercept it. Right. Who wants the data? Edinburgh. We need our Edinburgh Cybernats to intercept that mail there. She sounds like she's got it prepaid, ready to go. Somebody get round there to the EH. No, I'm not going to give you that. Right.
Hello?
Hello, sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba from Scottish Democracy 2014. He's a miserable old bastard. He's a telesales call. We need to phone him back. I'll not pick it up this time, but I'll be able to remember what one it was because I'll have two numbers next to it, right? So that was, you miserable old codger. How dare you? How very well dare you? Right, here, no, we'll leave that, right? We're jumping for Edinburgh, then I'll know what one it was, you know, bastard, you. Oh, fuck. Stay calm. Kumbaya, keep calm. It's not a fucking zombie Zionist fucker that Eli would have me believe. How dare you put those terrible thoughts in my head? You're shocking and appalling. You've got me thinking everybody's a zombie bastard. A zombie Zionist bastard. Anybody who disagrees with me is not always necessarily a zombie Zionist bastard. But in my sick, twisted mind, it obviously helps keep me sane thinking it. So don't jeopardise my internal mental thought process. You jeopardise the insanity process. What is going on here? One person that's going to get this away, rejected for every card. What are these? Ad covers the page. Stop seeing this ad. Repetitive. Yes, Google. Take your ads to fake. Ad covers the page. Stop seeing this ad. How relevant. Ad settings, right. We're up to Inverness, right. Edinburgh. We've got our conversion in Edinburgh and we've got our caller to annoy later on in Edinburgh. And we get two conversions in Edinburgh. The wee one that didn't know she was in Weemsby or Bombsby. I'm putting that down. You got to take every success, especially Edinburgh. I wouldn't have funk it. When you hardly get anybody in, hardly anybody wanted to speak to us. There was no proper no's, although there was a good few there who you'd probably say they were no's. But hey, Inverness, here we go. Right. This is a TELECANVASS campaign. Can you do it? Can you hack it? Phone your phone book. Ask people in it what they do for the referendum. and they have a referendum party on the 18th. Does anybody have a referendum party? Inverness, come in Inverness. Is there anybody in Inverness today, please? Right, here's an Aberdeen one. Who's this Aberdeen one getting there? Aberdeen. Right, we've got some Aberdeen ones here. Aberdeen, how's Nathan?
Hello, you're not available now.
Away you go. Away you go. Right, 01436. Was it 3 Aberdeen? That was Inverness now. No, let's get down here. For the second place. Regardless, there's nobody in. Oh, feckin' heckin'. Back to Aberdeen. There's nobody in. Either that or resign. Either that or resign is to have carpet bombed the whole of fucking Aberdeenshire and Invernessshire. Well, nobody.
Hello?
Hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just phoning you regarding the referendum. Just to ask you a few questions. Like, are you intending to vote in the referendum? Sorry? Are you intending to vote in the referendum? Are you intending to hang up like an ignorant cunt? Like a Zionist zombie? Ah, sell away. What's your number as well? Just one digit away for a famous year, but some big team won the European Cup. Alright, never mind. And the big team wasn't Seville.
Hello?
Hello? Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. It's regarding the referendum.
Mm-hmm.
I was just here to ask you, are you intending to vote on the referendum, and have you decided which way yet?
No, I haven't decided.
No. Well, myself, no problem. I'll explain why I'm phoning you. I'm not here to ask you to do anything or buy anything. I'm just here as a concerned Scottish citizen who, up to maybe a few months ago, was thinking, well, I was maybe thinking of voting no or undecided. And then when I heard all the politicians, and especially failed politicians who have caused a lot of damage to the country, saying, you know, don't vote because Scotland, you won't be able to do this or you won't be able to do that. Well, being a Scotsman, I thought, well, that's a terrible attitude to take, that we can't do anything for ourselves or can't do something.
No, that is right. No, that is right.
And I looked into it and got as much information as possible. And now I'm basing the decision that, you know, with my head, I've got so many problems with Alex Salmond. I don't vote the Nationalists. The Scottish MPs might not be the best bunch of MPs in the world. They might not be any better than Westminster.
No, well, you see, the thing is, you're not voting for Alex Salmond.
You're not.
You know that. We're voting for Scotland. It's nothing to do with who's in.
Yes, indeed. And that's what I looked at, that all the negatives that my head can put in, I turn to my heart, and my heart says, we've got to do this, because it makes sense for Scotland. It's not about hating England or being away from England, or, you know, it's about, for me, having a democratic system for the first time in 300 years where we can have...
No, I know, it's a big decision, it's a big thing.
And is there anything for yourself? I mean, is there something out there that you're feeling that the politicians are not covering that you would like to, you know, find out more about? Because I know a lot of these politicians, a lot of people don't like what they're saying, so
well,
they just turn
whoever's
off.
then are going to do things, I mean, you know, whether, you know, you don't like them or not, there's things maybe I don't care about, but I know it's inevitable. One of the things, but that wasn't Alex Salmon that did it. It would have been when the Lib Dems were in here, the peripheral route. Well, I know that's probably a necessity, but it's not really nice when it's going right through in front of you where you live.
Indeed.
The bypass, you know.
Indeed.
Things like that. But I know Alex Salmon wasn't in at the time, but probably it would have been inevitable, you know.
Is Alex Salmon your local MP for up that way? I know.
No.
No, because he. Where is he the MP for? Is he the
up north, further north? I think Banff, is it Bucking up that way?
Right,
I think it's
right.
up north.
Right.
No, this is Aberdeenshire.
Got you.
I'm not sure. He maybe is a bit further north, but certainly not here.
I can tell you from where I'm sitting just now, Aberdeen's as far north than where I'm sitting in Glasgow now. So, but no, but
no, I know.
Sorry.
No, there's certain things you don't care for. Wind farms, well, I suppose it's for the future, but when you've got them stuck in a hill behind you, there's things like that, you know. But well, whoever's in might do that too, you know.
I know.
Or for the future, maybe, you know.
And for the currency issue, I mean, there's a lot of talk on the currency. Is there?
Oh yes, I saw that the other night. Yes.
I mean, what's your take on that? Do you think we should keep the pound?
Well, I would like to keep the pound because you know, I mean, certainly would like to keep the pound.
Oh,
and I mean, remember, all our goods and all the things come up from England, you know.
Well, you see,
think about it, all the lorries and all the things and anything you need, you've got to get things up from England.
Well, the way I look at it, I think it's the way I see that these MPs down in England, it's pure fear, because when they say, "Oh, you won't be able to use the pound," well, I think, well, that's a country that's 10 times the size of Scotland. So if they're wanting to be punitive and cause us damage, then why would they do that when they're 10 times the size of us?
I know. And another thing I don't care for too much is, now I've nothing against immigrants, don't get me wrong, you know, I know you need them, but I do think we're not Scotland yet, but I think England's too overpopulated. I'm sorry, I think there's too many. I think for a little country, they've let far too many people in. Do you agree with that?
Well, yeah, they've let a lot of people in, but then you have to analyse the powers that be, why they did that. And I would look to, you know, if you look to the immigration that happened last century and the century before, Britain was the head of an empire where we were getting all the resources and all the money from the wealthy merchants. Like Glasgow, they've got all these streets that were named after the wealthy merchants.
That's right, yes, I know that.
And so with the much money that came in, we had to get a lot of immigrants from Ireland, a lot of Jewish immigrants to build this country.
I'm not against the immigrants that came from like West Indies and places like that. It's more the European thing. I think
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The powers that be, right? Even though we look at it and say maybe the country is becoming too full with people from outside, and I quite agree with you. But the way I look at it, the politicians must have looked at some figures in their infinite wisdom and said, we need people to come in from outside to keep this country with enough people working in it, because
I know that. I understand that.
There must have been there was a huge boom. I mean, there's a bit of a recession going on, but in the early noughties, about 10 years ago, there was a huge boom, and they were allowing the borders for a lot of the Eastern Europeans, like the Polish and Romanians, to come in.
That's what I object to, because other European countries didn't open their borders like we did.
Exactly.
It's far too much.
But then I looked at it as that, and I hear what you're saying, and I was saying, well, that's far too much. But then I looked at it and thinking, well, maybe it's because that we need these people in to fill the jobs that a lot of the people in this country don't want to do, because sadly there's a problem in this country where there's a loophole that the ordinary people in this country can drive a horse and cart through, and that is that because there's so many low-paid jobs, people will refuse these low-paid jobs because, well, they've got the state paying for their housing and their housing benefit and having money in. It makes no sense to go out and work 40, 50 hours when all you're going to get in return is an extra tenner a week.
No, I do agree.
So that's why they had to bring, I think anyway, where if you've got so many millions of people sitting there saying, well, we're not taking part in your country's bankrupt system, and a lot of people out there choosing to get their money elsewhere or do whatever they want, and they're still sitting, people would say they're swinging the lead, but maybe that's because the government said, well, we can't stop these people swinging the lead, so what we'll do, we'll get all these Polish people, Romanians who can work, and they'll contribute to the economy.
Oh no, they're hard workers. Oh no, I don't get me wrong, but I just think maybe they're like too many, because what's happening is your hospitals, the infrastructure, it can't cope. I mean, you should see the amount of built houses and places that are being built up in Aberdeenshire here. It is massive. We've even got a new town coming.
Really?
Where they're all going to come, where they're coming from, I don't know. I mean, but they haven't got the infrastructure in place. They haven't got the hospitals can't cope, some of them. Doctors, you can't get appointments for doctors. I don't mean up here yet, but it may come, like how it is in England. You see what I'm meaning? Too much.
Yes, indeed. And that's one of the things I've always looked at. There's a place here, I don't know if you're aware, called Rob Royston in Glasgow. Now, they built a huge housing scheme, and they put about 3,000-4,000 houses, and they built one local shop and no schools. One wee small shop. Now they've got a big...
no use, you see, that's right. Well, this is...
The planning in this country since the Second World War has been atrocious. I mean, they're pulling down tower blocks that they built in the 50s and 60s to replace the tenements. And the tenements they left standing have been sitting for 200-300 years. So what is it we've lost that the Victorians knew about how to build a house? But we've lost all planning and infrastructure. And that's why...
no, the planning, they just give it willy-nilly anywhere too. And another thing I don't like to... And I know they're building more and more, okay, because there's more people, but I don't like them taking away the land. I'm in farming land here, and, I know it's becoming less and less, but we need land. We need land to feed, for food, And
even more so reason why we should be voting yes, because with the decision-making being so far down in England, I mean, at least if you're up in Aberdeenshire, you've got a bit of local access to Edinburgh and your politicians, and they're closer to hand. Well, the power's been transferred and aggregated down to London. They pay lip service to the likes of yourself, the farming community, because they're not farmers. They're not part of the same community. At least Alex Salmond, he's got to answer to constituents in the exact same boat as you. So that's why... is better in my view. You've convinced me more. I phoned up to try and convince yourself and other people, and you've convinced me what you're saying about, the farming and about getting ourselves away from England, because, the decision making is just too far away. Do you agree on that side of it?
Yeah, but then of course they say we'll get more powers for Scotland and the Scottish government and all that. But we have a lot of powers already. Oh, and another thing too, I'm not too sure about, is this European thing. European to stay in Europe.
Well, that's the thing. I look at it. Somebody I spoke to the other night. Look at Norway. They're not part of it. You can look at Denmark, where they peg their currency. The same thing with the currency. They have the same. They peg their currency to the euro. And I think all options should be left on the table, especially Europe, because is it really beneficial for us to be dictated to, for the fishermen
That's
to
right.
have quotas
we should be able to make our own rules. Yes, I agree with that. Fishing and farming.
I would look at it and say, we'll put everything on the table, and but once we get our own country as a democracy, I think it's time for a fresh slate, and we start to have a referendum every month if need be for people to vote. Right, what do you want? Do you want part of the EU? Do you want to stay with the pound? Do you want to have our own pound? Because what I think will happen for the first 5 years, we'll probably stay with the pound, and then we'll evolve our own pound similar to the Isle of Man, the Jersey, Guernsey, where they've got the Queen's head on the note, and it says, promise to pay the bearer of the land. If you go into a bank of an Isle of Man, they will exchange your Isle of Man pound sterling for a Great British pound sterling, an English pound sterling or a Scottish. And for us, that'll make one good difference, because it'll clarify an issue where if you go down just now to England, it's pot luck whether that person will take the Scottish no, but at least you'll know that if we get independence, if you want to go to England, well, it's £1 for £1, so a Scottish pound for an English pound. You just go to the bank up here or down there and say, here's my notes. It's a wee bit of an inconvenience, but at least it clarifies a grey area where it stops you taking down your Scottish pounds and being told in a pub or a shop, oh, what is that? And made to look a second-class citizen, when clearly well, it says pound sterling, so what's the difference? So possibly,
But I do think, probably I would be more swayed, yes, but I don't know if they're going to make it. I just feel that the no's are going to, You know, I just have that feeling there's more, you know, certainly up here, because what's wrong up here, they're all working in their big oil jobs, and they're all very comfortable. They're well off and they're comfortable, so they're not going to want to change. Do you agree?
Yes, I do. I hear what you're saying. And that's what
up here, I know down maybe in the southern belt and that, maybe, yes, there'll probably be more, yes. But certainly, I would think round here where I am, in Aberdeenshire, near Aberdeen, I think that they're all so comfortable, and they've got their big oil jobs, and they're quite, you know,
indeed.
Plenty money.
Indeed, and I've got those same fears as well, that it might be, I mean, what I'm doing might be too little, too late, but at least I'll be able to, on the 19th of September, I'll be able to look myself in the mirror, no matter what the vote is, right? And I'll be able to look myself in the mirror and I'll say, for these last 6 weeks, I put everything on the table and I showed my passion and belief, not as a Scotsman, but as a human being who just wants something fairness. I've got 3 teenage children, and even though my head has come up with exactly almost the same concerns as you, my heart keeps coming back to the fact that...
Yeah, well, you only get the one chance, you see.
This is our last chance. I'm 42. I was 7-year-old the last time.
I won't be there. I'm in my 70s.
Well, if I ever get a vote again in 30 years' time, if God spares me, I'll be the same age as yourself. But then I think it's be too late. I mean, it might even be too late now, because like you say, there's a lot of no people out there. But I'm looking at, well, I'm trying to convert or ask people, if you're voting yes, go and increase your efforts as well, and talk to as many people and say vote yes.
Are you SNP?
I am nobody. I don't vote for anybody.
You're not Labour?
Nope, I've never voted for any party, and what I promised myself to do, and it's not because I'm not political, I deeply am political, I take part of the democratic system, but I do so by voicing my concerns. I don't place an X every 5 years and walk away from my rights as a citizen, you know. And so what I'm doing is, if Scotland was to get yes, I would put
And how are you? Are you just picking people at random then to phone?
From the phone book, and just doing it for myself. I used to do sales myself, and I'm sitting here, semi-retired, if you like, you know, from Glasgow, for Thatcher's generation in Glasgow, you know, a lot of my good school friends are all dead and buried, so I look at myself as an older generation myself, so I'm sitting, I'm half retired here due to the Tory cut, so I'm thinking I might as well do something useful and speak to other Scots people all over the UK, all over Scotland, and saying, you know, vote yes and bring a better future for ourselves and
is there
children.
A lot of undecided? Quite undecided?
Quite a lot undecided, quite a lot of yes, a few no as well. A lot of people, well, obviously are of the persuasion they don't want to say, you know, over the phone, I don't want to tell anybody what they're voting, but, you know, it's just, yes, it seems to be okay. It depends what area. I'm having fun phoning different areas and speaking to different people.
That's right, yes. Well, you'll find that up in Aberdeenshire, I certainly think, so don't get me wrong, there's poverty up here too, you know, I mean, in parts, but with the oil up in this part, I think they're all very well paid, and I think they're all quite content. This is what I think from up here, but I may be wrong, you know.
Some of them will be, but like there'll be fishermen, there'll be people in...
Not the farmers, not the poor farmers.
Not the poor farmers, oh no, of course. Yeah, the farmers, the fishermen, there'll be a lot of them up there who are in the boat where they're not looking at it as a land of bed milk and honey. It's the real life that they've got to deal with and face up to the facts, because the people you're talking about who've got the big jobs, they don't have to face the realities
but it could come, though. They might not have the big jobs. You just don't know for this oil how long it's going to last, you see.
True.
Then we'll see a change, maybe.
True.
That's true. Anyway, okay then. Well, we'll certainly have to go and vote.
Yes, well, good luck and all the best, and hopefully you vote with your heart and you go with Scotland for yes. And
I'll try and do that, yes.
God bless.
Thank you very much, then.
Take care, bye-bye.
Bye.
And these are the people that I'm looking to target. Lovely wee women, the undecided. That's what we want, more women, undecided. Aberdeenshire, Shetland. This is Shetland.
Hello?
Oh, hello, sorry to bother you. This is Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014.
Did you not phone here yesterday?
I may have done, because I'm looking at that there. I was going through the list here of Inverness and Aberdeen, and it gave me a number for Shetland, and as I was phoning you, I was thinking, you know, I phoned all these names with Shetland yesterday, but you can confirm that then, yeah?
Yeah, it spoke to me yesterday.
I do apologise. And I've got another. I'm just going through the phone book and I'm taking the numbers for there, and I carried on the same name, but I decided to put Inverness-shire. And as I say, it gave me some Aberdeen numbers, and I thought, and then I saw one there for Shetland. And sorry, I'll change the name. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
That's okay.
Take care. God bless. Bye bye.
Okay, right to that.
Right. Okay. Well, what we'll do. We'll just no phone the Shetland then. Well, c'est la vie, you know what I mean? Such is life. Right, he's all out there, Fangitas. Do it for Scotland, crackpots. Scotland all the way. I was going to phone George Galloway. He's doing his show tonight. Actually, I'm going to try and phone George Galloway on Press TV tonight. Make reacquaintance with him again, and then next week try and get him on the phone for a wee chat and try and convert him.
You too?
Oh, hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alber. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just phoning regarding the referendum in 6 weeks' time. I was just here to see if you're intending to vote, and if so, have you decided which way yet? And you don't have to tell me.
Oh, well, we are voting, but
Yes.
I'm undecided yet. My husband, I think, has made up his mind, but I haven't. So, you know, I'm not quite happy with not having all the answers.
Well, this is the reason why I took it upon myself to vote, because I look in it. Well, I'm not a politician. I'm doing this off my own back, first of all. I used to do sales, so that's why I like to talk and meet new people. I used to be a taxi driver, so I'm not doing anything now. And I thought, well, I want to do something for my country. I believe in Scotland. I've got so many problems, and I think we can do something better. And this is my part to try and do something that in 6 weeks' time that I can look myself in the mirror and say, well, I believed in what I was doing, and whether it happens or not, that we vote independence then. And as I say, I'm not aligned to any party. 6 months ago, I was thinking of voting no. I was kind of undecided, and the thing for me that clinched it to turn me to voting yes was purely because a lot of politicians, failed politicians, have helped do a lot of bad to this country, saying Scotland can't do this and Scotland can't do that. And for me as a Scotsman, I thought, well, hold on a minute. That's a terrible attitude for any Scots person to take, that we can't do this, especially run our own country, you know. So I've looked into it and tried to find out as much information. The information I've decided on now is, you know, I've got 3 teenage children. I want a better future and a better chance for Scotland to have its own democracy. And as I say, I've looked into stuff about the currency. And the reason why I'm phoning people is just to find out if there's any yes people out there like myself, and to try and encourage them to vote, to contact everybody else to try and vote yes. And if there's undecideds or no people out there, just to say, you know, if there's information, I'm not a politician, and as I say, I've got information here that I can share. If there's, you know, stuff like the currency that I've looked into, what my feelings on the currency, instead of it coming from a politician. So I was, as I say, to avail myself of any information you may require at all, without it coming from a politician as it stands, you know.
No, I'll just wait and see what happens in the next few weeks, and then we'll decide what we do.
No problem.
At the moment. No, okay then. Thanks for phoning.
Listen, I'm terribly sorry to bother you and took your time. God bless. Bye bye.
It's okay.
Right, not a problem. I could have asked what our husband was going to go, but she wasn't going to divulge it. Right, that was Invergani.
Hello, it's Linda here. Sorry I'm not at the moment. If you leave...
Oh, it's Linda here from Peterhead Fish Farm. Here we have a reverend. We have a reverend here. Reverend. Come on, Rev. Come on, Rev. Come on, Rev. Come on, Revy. There's no Don Revy about here.
Hello?
Hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Albert. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just regarding the referendum. I was just here to ask you, are you intended to vote in the referendum? And if so, have you made a decision? You don't have to tell me what way you decided, but...
Yes, I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote no.
Are you going to vote no?
Yes.
All right, no problem. I was here, as I say, to just take a few minutes of your time to ask you a few questions.
No, I'm not doing questionnaire. I don't do questionnaire.
No, it's not questionnaire. It was just to give information regarding the decision was going to happen in 6 weeks. And you hung up. Right. What number was that? Should have looked at the number. Shit, where is it? 459. Have your piece things fell out. Hold on, there we go. Right, 459. Hold on, what number was that? Wait a minute here. Fuck's sake. Hold on, we lost it. Aye, 459, there we go. Right, back to Inverness. That was Fraserburgh. Right, I just lost my numbers there. Sorry to bother you.
Hello.
Hello, yes, my name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. It was I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. It was regarding the referendum coming up in 6 weeks' time.
You can hardly hear you.
Sorry, I'll speak up a little louder. Is that any better now, sir?
That's better.
Yes, sorry. My name's Jimmy...
I'm an old man and I can...
No problem. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. And what I was phoning for was to see if you're intending to vote in the referendum in 6 weeks' time.
Oh, I suppose so. I've always voted before.
Well, I was here to ask you, are you intending to vote yes, no, or are you one of the undecided voters still?
God knows. I don't. Because I don't understand the state of affairs. I'm near 190.
God bless
Whatever
you.
Nonsense they vote for won't do me any good or bad.
Well, if you believe that Scotland would be better having its own democracy and making its own decisions, then you should...
Of course.
Well, then you should vote yes for the future generations, knowing that you played your part to help secure Scotland as a better country for when you're gone, sir. And may that be many, many years yet. I listened to some gentleman over in Brazil who's 126 years, so you've still got at least another 30 years to go, sir.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Once you've got to your age, you can maybe let me know. Is that a good thing then if you want another 30 years added on? Or?
I'm sure you're right. Yeah.
But listen, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I don't mean to cause you any problems. I'm sorry to have bothered you at this time. I was just purely here. I was just making a friendly phone call to see if you're going to take part in the referendum and if you intend to vote yes. But that's all I was here for, sir. Okay.
I give it profound thought.
Please do. Yeah, thank you.
Almost certainly do it the right way.
Please.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
God bless. Bye-bye. He's nearer 100 than he is 90. So he's 95 plus. He was born in 1919. Wow. Wow. What a nice guy, yeah? Right, this is the last one under this name. We'll take a wee break. How long have we got? How long have we been doing? I've only got another half hour that I can avail myself. Not a full 3 hour show today, sadly.
Welcome to voicemail. The person you have called is unavailable. Please leave a message after the tone.
Yes, Martin, I hear what you're saying there, but see, when I use that ad blocker, then I can't use the full controls for that cool sport thing, for the cool sports, for the illegal streams. Right, Liam, the recent ones should be available for download, my man. They should be available, decent shows. Right, what time is it now? In fact, yeah, we can do up to 15:15. We've got another 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes of phone calls left. And yeah, I'll just play this one now, right? A wee quick one. Viva Palestine. 2 days into the ceasefire. Who reckons the ceasefire's going to hold past tomorrow? Anyway, stay there.
Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children.
The United States government is supporting it, and the American Congress and taxpayer are paying for it.
Without massive U.S. support, none of this can go on.
No other issue is treated in such a biased manner.
Because this is an issue of American foreign policy.
that is probably the reason why this stuff is simply censored out of the press.
Right. I've just looked at the other board there. Wonderboy, I'm phoning Ayrshire. We're phoning Ayrshire. I've just realised I've no phone anywhere in Ayrshire. Tomorrow, next time tomorrow as well, we're concentrating Ayrshire, all over Ayrshire. Right, so we're going to start in Ayrshire today, continue that, we're going to rattle that tomorrow. A hotbed of zombie Zionist Hundom, and we're getting tore right fucking into it. Stay there. Right, just away, get a wee drink here. I was sitting there just looking through the stuff, so I need to get refreshment up here. Back in a minute. Stay there.
Difficulties of today and tomorrow. I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slaves will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day.
We'll stay on at least a half past then, right? Half past at least. Fuck it, I'll probably end up staying on air another hour. Right, stay there, crackpots. Right, we're phoning Ayrshire now. Alloway, right, so here we go. You're right, I thought I was getting a challenge when I was phoning Edinburghers. But with... What's the place with the Mother Lodge called again? Kilwinning? Right, I'm doing one page of this and then we're on to Kilwinning. I really do like a challenge. What, Cole? Fuck. Now we're talking. Now we're fucking talking. Sorry.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
How you doing, my man? My name's Jimmy Alba and I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014.
Yes.
It was regarding the referendum. I was just here to ask you, are you intending to vote and have you decided which way yet, sir?
No, I'm going to vote, but I don't know what way.
Right, no problem. But the reason why I was phoning, I'm not part of any party. I'm just doing this myself, just a normal guy, right? And I was here, basically, up to a few months ago, I was thinking I was going to vote no, and then I became a little undecided because I was looking into it thinking, you know, and the key bit for me was when I heard all these... You're undecided? Well, you see this...
Okay then.
Well, listen, can I just take a few more minutes of your time? I just get a few more minutes of your time. I was just here to explain why I'm phoning you and then I'll be gone. It was because I listened to all the politicians out there who were saying, oh, Scotland can't do this and Scotland can't do that. So I thought, well, Scotland can do anything it chooses. And that's why I decided I'm going to start voting yes. And I looked into it, and the more I looked into it, like the currency, they say, oh, we can't have our own currency. Of course we can. If you look at the Isle of Man, if you look at Jersey, Guernsey, they're smaller, I mean, they're small countries, and they've got their own pound. And what they do is, if you want to go to the Isle of Man, you have to go to a bank and say, give me an Isle of Man pound. And that would be a lot better for Scotland, because if you go down to England now with a Scottish pound, it's pot luck whether they take it in the wee shop or the pub. So at least we would know if we would have our own currency.
Thanks very much.
But listen, I hope you vote yes then. God bless. He wasn't interested, you know. Right, we'll crack on with this here. I'm just about to type in that call there. I've got that call. I'm about to bind in air in 2 minutes because I forgot about that call. Right, stay there.
Welcome to BT Answer 1571.
In fact, we're just taking a change of attack. We're jumping all the way to Motherwell. We're leaving Ayrshire. The plan of attack has changed. We've got an orange lodge. Right, stay there. Right, the lodge is opened. Right, back to air. Oh, hello, sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. It was just regarding the referendum. I was just here to ask you a couple of questions and I'll be gone. Are you intending to vote in the referendum? And have you decided what way you're going to go yet?
I've decided that I'm going to vote, but I haven't decided which way I'm going.
All right, no problem. For myself, I'll explain why I phoned you. I'm an ordinary person. I'm not part of any political party. I'm not here to convince you or sell you or ask you to do anything. I'm just here as a concerned citizen of Scotland. Up to a few months ago, I was kind of half undecided or thinking no. And when I heard all the politicians out there saying, oh, Scotland can't do this and Scotland can't do that, I thought, you know, that's a terrible patronising attitude to take. Scotland can do anything we choose, and if we choose to be a democratic country and have our own independent country, then, you know, of course we can do it. And that's why I decided to, you know, be a yes voter, having looked at all the information.
Good for you.
Then,
thank you very much.
And
Bye.
I was just phoning people out to explain that, you know, maybe this is a better way forward. And God bless, bye-bye. Right, hang up on that one. That one's busy. Right. Racecourse. That one's busy. That was the one I done. On to the next one. Right, air. So we're going to do one page of this. We're going to jump onto Larkwell, and then we're going to go down to Kilwinning. In fact, I'm putting the name of, well, I'm not telling you the name I'm putting, but Could we give a suggestion for a quintessential zombie name? As quintessential zombie name as you can come up with. So we've got 2 areas, quintessential zombies in Kilwinning. Wonder Boy, that is your mission, should you choose to accept it. What is the number 1 zombie name down your way? And the other one, Lanarkshire Boards, Lark Hall, what is a quintessential zombie Zionist British name up there? I got a phone number earlier on for the person.
Hello?
Hello? Sorry to bother
Hello,
you.
who's calling?
My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014.
Okay.
I was basically phoning to ask you, are you intended to vote in the referendum, and have you decided at all what way you would maybe voting? You don't have to tell me which way.
Who am I speaking to? Sorry, my son actually answered the phone there.
Alright, sorry, my name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. I'm not part of any political party. I'm just an ordinary citizen who is up to 6 months ago was thinking of voting no. I became undecided, and I listened to a lot of the politicians saying Scotland can't do this and we can't do that. I looked into it and I became a yes voter, or I'm going to vote yes anyway. And I thought, well, I want to do my bit to try and help get as many people as possible, to give them information. Instead of it coming from a politician, I'm out to avail myself of people if they want information regarding, maybe independence is the best thing if they're thinking that. And that's all I was here to take your time for, sorry.
All right, okay. So, sorry, how did you get my number?
Well, as I say, I've just took this out of the phone book. It's online, and I use my wee online computer to make the phone call. So that's how I do. I've just been doing it the old-fashioned way. When I used to do telesales, I used to rip out pages of phone books and give them to us. So I've just took the numbers out of the phone book and just phoning around all the UK, Scotland, sorry, even phoning Aberdeen, Ayrshire, Glasgow.
Dundee. Right, okay.
As I said, I'm not here to try and convince you anything. I was just here to, put the information out there. Like a lot of people are saying the politicians are very negative. Have you found the politicians quite negative in this campaign?
I've found the Better Together side very negative. I've found the Yes campaign to be more positive. My mind's made up anyway. I know what I'm voting. So, there's nothing much that will change my mind now. But
do you mind me asking you direct? Are you going to vote yes, or are you going to vote no?
I'm going to vote yes.
Good.
But I was awfully disappointed with the debate the other night. I felt Alex squandered his chance, squandered his opportunity. I didn't think he came across very well at all, and I think that's going to cost him a wee bit for undecided votes. But I'm going to vote yes anyway, and I'm not going to change my mind either way now. So.
Oh, good. Well, I was then. I mean, the way I was like to call now, I was looking for people who were either yes, no, or undecided. Because, well, if you're undecided, I was going to try and give you the information that would help lead you to go on to the yes. And if you were a no, I was going to, again do the same stuff. But since you're a yes and committed, all I was going to ask you, all I'm doing right is taking it out in my own way. And I used to do telesales as well, so that's why I'm taking all the numbers, and I feel confident doing it. And I don't know, on the 19th of September, whether we win this or not, at least I can look myself in the mirror and say I committed myself to try and make it for the better, because I've got 3 teenage kids and I want Scotland, seeing the way it's been, that's why I'm calling it Scottish Democracy 2014, because the last time it came along I was only 7, and if we don't get it this time, I mean, if God spares me, I'll be in my 70s and it'll be too late then, so I want to do my bit, and even although we're losing the now, 6 weeks is a long time, and it can change, and I hope, I'm asking people to do what I'm doing, to contact even friends and family, and to increase your efforts, just to ask people, is it yes or no, and what information is it, that you've not got. If you say to them, that's what I'm saying, is there information that you need, and try and help them out to come to that decision, because I'm basing it not on my head, because my head is giving me 100 reasons, even I'm voting yes, it's still giving me 100 reasons to say, well, maybe this will go wrong, or maybe that will go wrong. But at the end of the day, anything could go wrong when you're part of anything. I mean, part of Westminster, America could decide to invade us or take our weapons away or do whatever, and nobody knows it's around the corner. So you've just got to go and say, forget all the fears, and let's be positive, and we can do it. That's the way I'm looking at it.
No, I agree, and good on you for doing something about
As I say, I just encourage, as I say, when I speak to someone like yourself who's committed, just to say, not to question you or say what you're doing, but just to say, at the end of the day, it's a grassroots movement. That Alex Salmond, I agree with you. I think he could have done better, but he sat back and allowed that Dallin to be aggressive. When I think he might be sat there and said, what's the people I'm looking to get, and I think a lot of maybe his counsellors were saying, or maybe his advisors were saying, maybe it's women you want to get, and the best way to do that is not to be aggressive. And I can only think that's the way he kind of allowed Alistair Darling to be aggressive, because then you hear all the so-called experts coming saying, Alistair Darling was controlled aggressiveness and all that, and they're saying he did well. But I looked at it and thought, well, Salmon could have done a wee bit better, but at the end of the day, all these no people are out there. If they're committed, they're not going to be swayed by Alex Salmon by now, but they might be swayed by someone who's out there committed, like yourself or myself, who's, saying it differently from Alex Salmon. And that's what I'm trying to get to do, people to go out there and find the no people in their communities or their family, and, try and get them to see sense that they've got a good chance. If enough people vote with their heart and say, well, Scotland can do it, and forget all the negatives, and let's give it a go,
No, I agree, and it's one of these things, so it causes arguments in families when I've spoken to certain members of my family about it, so it's some people just don't want to discuss the subject at all.
I know.
I would say. But anyway, thanks for phoning.
Anyway, thanks for taking the time. Oh, God bless. Take care now, yeah?
Okay,
cheerio now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Right. Are you finding doing the same? Question yourself. Ask yourself, what are you doing? If you've done all your family and you're feeling confident, DM me, phone me, I'll get a script out there for you. We'll write a script down, personalise it for yourself. Well, you don't even need to write down a script. The script is there for what I'm saying. Keep it simple, stupid. And once you get them, then boom, 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 break it down. Find out what you're dealing with. And then you've got the script tailored to it. Something like that. Nice and easy, peasy, lemon squeezy. Get them to do something. So come on. As soon as I'm finished, get in about your phone book. Phone whoever it takes and get somebody committed to the yes. It's not rocket science. It's been done. We're doing it here. So here's another number, right? We'll get one more after this one, and then we're going on to that call. Back down to Kilmunnin. And what I try to do is always try to mirror the person who you're speaking to. So try and mirror how they speak, especially at the start.
Hello, your call cannot be...
Hello, your call cannot be taken. Fuck you Zionist zombie bitchin'. Sorry, I was one for Eli and Eli only. He likes my Tourette's. My Zionist zombie Tourette. Look at Lark Hall, Bath, Somerset. We've got a Lark Hall in Bath, Somerset. You're having a laugh. Well, we don't want them. Sacre bleu. We want the real blues. Right. I'm going to look. Somebody better have gave me a quintessential zombie name for Lark Hall. Right, I'm looking on a huddle board first, anyone? Gaz McGrory, I'll put it on to see me through to 4:45. Off. There you go, I might even stay to 4:45 to keep the Royston McGrory happy. Are you ringing to ask them what they think or tell them what you think? Right, Prince Albert of Monaco, hopefully you've listened in more. Princey Albert. That's shocking, Johnny Cash. You'll be dead in 6 weeks by the sound of it. You fucking bastard. Let her speak, says Tommy Tucker. She should start Scotland first. I don't. This woman aboard the cycle. What was that? Oh, that was 40 minutes ago. Tommy Tucker, no, I'm no admitting defeat. It's being realistic. It's to inspire people out there that if you look at it now, yeah, it's lost. So get out there and try harder and then see where it is next week and still say it's lost even though we're getting closer. And then right up to it, always say it's lost so we double it up until it's finally in the bag. Never count your chickens until you've got it delivered. So I'll be saying it's lost until then. Well, not in a negative way lost, but where it's sitting now, there is a chance. But like I say, I'm trying to identify something and I'm encouraging you to do it. It's a grassroots movement. You don't have to go and get a phone book and do it, but if you want to, by all means. Oh, look, just give me a hand. I just want to call.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry to
Hello.
bother you. Yes, it's Jimmy Alba here from Scottish Democracy 2014.
Scottish Democracy?
Yes, indeed. I'm phoning regarding the referendum. I was just here
the referendum, yes.
Are you intended to vote in the referendum?
Yeah, I'll be voting all right, but by voting no.
Oh, you'll be voting no?
I'll be voting no.
Right, well, I was thinking of voting no myself, but then I realised that maybe Scotland might be better making our own decision as part of a democratic Scotland. Do you not think so?
Yeah, no, it's a too small a country.
Well, look, what about Norway?
Too small a country. You better be part of a stronger unit.
But what if we still become part of that stronger unit? We're not going to cut off England and disappear up the North Sea. We're still going to be part of a United Kingdom of sorts. It's just going to be a case.
I'm not prepared to listen to Alex Salmond at all.
I don't like Alex Salmond either. I think he's a numpty. That's why I'm here saying to the people, you don't have to like Alex Salmond to want a Scottish Parliament that's a democracy, that we can vote in our own MPs. For an example, we have one Tory MP and we have a Tory Prime Minister. And in Edinburgh Zoo, we've got two Chinese pandas. So by that way, we should have a Chinese panda as a Prime Minister.
Yeah, yes. What's if you get independence? What's happened to all the Labour MPs? And they'll be out of a job.
Well, get good riddance to them then.
And doing so, the Tories will be quite happy because they'll always have a Tory government.
But then
you've got the number of Labour MPs.
But then at least then what will happen? Scotland will be the shining light for the United Kingdom to follow, because when Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester, Leeds, Cardiff all wake up and see, hey, Scotland is doing better out with London, then
I don't believe that even the firms just now, if a yes vote, they're lined up to take their business south of the border. That's just what it amounts to.
That's just fear. That's just fear from these companies. I bet that when the push comes to the shove and Scotland is a better, fairer country, they won't want to take their children out of this country because they know they're getting a wonderful education system. They're getting free prescriptions. They're getting free healthcare. They're getting free university education, whereas if they disappear down to England, they know their children or their parents or whatever won't be getting the same care and facilities as a smaller country like Scotland can provide. You only have to look to Norway. You said there we're a small country that couldn't do it. Then I give you the example of Norway, which is 5 million, and they care for their people.
I made my mind up and I've been voting no.
Listen, sir, I kindly appreciate what you're saying there, and I'm not here to convert people who are wanting to, vote no. I'm just here to let you know my viewpoint that, well, I'm a concerned citizen for all that's happened in Scotland with the bedroom tax, people being kicked out of their houses, the austerity measures that will be brought in place by Tories next year. There could be a lot of people suffering here next year should we stay with the union. You've got people who are...
You give me a ring when when the result becomes known, I'll be pleased to have a word with you. Okay? Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Certainly, bye-bye. Right. Old Codger votes no, wants CB callback on 19th September. There we go. So we've got that 19th September callback. I'll phone him on the 17th. Dear God, and have a look at this. You know that lassie? Look at the state of that. She's blowing kisses here. Get this out of my face. I took the adverts away for Google. They were totally hopeless, and now they've gave us that daft lassie that sits with all the big fat lassie in America. I've seen the Wayne watch it. Get her off my screen here. It's going down. I guess that's what you get when you phone Lark Hall area. Nobody's gave me the quintessential zombie name for Lark Hall.
Hello?
Hello. Sorry to... Hello? Maybe there. I know you're just waffling, Tommy. Gear we into it and let them speak. Cool the verbal diarrhea a bit, Eli. Yes, well, I try to, Eli. But I'm all about, if they don't want to speak, then you need to keep speaking and filling the gap. I will let them speak once they want to speak. Most of them want to hang up. What were you talking about? 7 minutes past. He wasn't disinterested, Tommy. You didn't let him get a word in. So that was the one 20 minutes ago. I'll look back on my call list 20 minutes ago. Hold on, I'm going back there. Where was I phoning? Oh, there's an 04 call. Let's see, an 06 call, 4 seconds. An 07 call, no answer. 08, 1 minute, 22. Is that one? The 18.7, oh, no answer. Maybe it was before that, the 03. So I take it that was the one at 04 then, that lasted 2 minutes, it finished at 06. 292, was that a... That was an Ayrshire number. All the Gordons, Camerons and Campbells, right, got you. Roger, see there, well done. Instead of being an egghead, you gave us something good to go on there, Eli. Well done. They're not just a hopeless dumpling you. Right, we'll go for Campbell, right, we'll go for a Campbell. Campbell and Larkhall. Right, I take your points about speaking too much, but I'm on a propaganda campaign. I'm trying to convert. I'm trying to get people on the same page. I do try to listen to the shows I did yesterday. I did more listening yesterday. Sick of listening to Fandanzo. They're talking shite. You need to get them on the right way. Right. Okay, conscious effort to listen more. Same opening spiel and let them talk. Okay, I'm guilty of doing that not the same way as I did yesterday. You can go and check. I'm still getting the same type of response. I'm still getting the same conversion rate. Only 1 or 2 out of all. So.
Hello. Your call cannot be taken at the moment, so please...
Yeah, so regardless of what you're saying and your concerns about me not letting them talk, the conversion rate is almost similar to yesterday, so put that in your crack pipe and smoke it. Or put that in your vaporizer and fucking vaporize. Got a lot of candles here. fucking stupid looking clown. Don't worry, he's not there. That was me. I fucking pressed the next button when he fucking answered. Shit. Right, hold on. Right, let's go back to that one, which is a lot call, so it was that one. So it would be that one, which is here. Oh, hello. Sorry to bother you. It was myself that phoned in. I hung up just as you're picking up, sir. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014. It was just regards the referendum. It was just to ask you a couple of questions. Are you intending to vote in the referendum, and have you decided what way to go for?
No, 100%, but I would be swaying towards a staying together vote.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I was that way inclined up till a few months ago, sir, and I decided by listening to politicians who saying, you know, Scotland can't do this or we can't do that. Being a Scotsman, I thought, well, that's nonsense. Scotland can do anything it chooses if we put our mind to it.
Yep.
And I thought, well, you know, I looked into it. I became one of these undecided, if you like, and now I'm a committed yes man to the level that I'm using my sales skills of old to pick people out of a phone book, and unfortunately you're in my firing line, so I've just picked your name out at random, and I'm just phoning people as a Scotsman who wants something better for my children. I think Scotland, not being wanting to take herself out of the Union by are still part of what we've got just now, but we can do something that we've not had, and that is a proper democracy. Don't you think so?
Yes, I do indeed. There's just some points that I'm not particularly comfortable with.
Such as?
Well, obviously, as the publicity he's given the last couple of days, the currency issue.
Indeed.
I don't think he's got a backup plan, because he's not prepared to speak about it if he has.
Well, this is why I was here to if I could just jump in at that, and before you say anything else, see, for the currency, the way I look at it is another one of the fear factors that the politicians are saying, and the backup plan would be, it's always going to be a consensus. You've got the Tories and the Liberal on opposite sides. They've managed to find a consensus. So Scotland and Westminster would find a consensus. For the first 5 years, Scotland would probably keep the status quo. And then I would imagine they would have the Scottish pound, similar to the Isle of Man pound, the Jersey pound, the Guernsey pound, and it would take away a grey area. If you go down to England and you give them your Scottish pound, it's potluck whether they take it. But at least if you know, if you've got a Scottish pound, that you have to go to a bank to change it. If you go to Jersey or Isle of Man, you have to take your pound that you've got here and take it to a bank, and they'll give you the Isle of Man notes or the Jersey notes to spend. So that's the way I think it'll be, and it'll be pegged at a pound for a pound. And that's what I just think, that see all the stuff about, if I think they're trying to tall Alex Salmon down into a trick question, because if he gives a plan B, then that's an admission of a failing, if you like, you know, and that's why he's reticent about saying it. I don't know. I mean, with what I've said, does that make sense, the way like the Isle of Man have got it and such like that?
Yes,
we could do the same, you know. Is there anything else?
Well, yes, I mean, as I say, I'm not 100% on anything yet, to be perfectly honest. I don't think, we gained too much out of the television programme that night yet, to be perfectly honest.
No, I didn't get much either out of it myself, apart from the fact that just a couple of politicians shouting at each other.
Yep. Of which we're actually time for anyway, so
I know.
We could have went and shouted at each other. No needed to pay for anything.
I know.
However, no, I'm not 100%.
And what other things that's stopping you? I mean, what other things that's stopping you? I mean, the fear that the politicians are putting out, that put me off with all the fear mongering. Is that putting you off as well?
No, see, if there was somebody from the Scottish side that would actually stand up and say, we will cap immigration, we will stop this EU people appearing in this country, taking our social services, sending them back home, that's... I mean, see if I know it's probably not politically correct to be able to stand up and say that, but see if somebody had the bottle to stand up and actually say that, the votes that guy would get would be unheralded. Because everybody I know is sick, especially now when it's getting highlighted in the telly. I'm sending 800 quid back a fortnight to Poland.
You see, the way I look at it, right, the government at the time made that decision to allow all the Eastern Europeans to come in because other European countries decided we're not going to allow it. And then I looked at it in the way is, well, at the time, they must have needed, I mean, now there's a recession on, they must be questioning the decision they made back then, but going back about 10 years ago, they must have said, we need these people in to fill a jobs gap. And the jobs gap wasn't that they had enough people. The jobs gap was that there's a whole huge flaw in the system. And that is, with the minimum wage and what workers are able to get out there, if you go and work in a job, what is the incentive of taking a job that will make you £10 or £20 better a week off when you work 50 hours a week or 60 hours a week, and you're only getting that much more, when if you sit in your house and you swing the lead? And I think that's what prompted, right, the government, because the figures were, there's something like 3 or 4 million people either on the sick or on the brew or whatever, and maybe out of that, maybe so many of them are just saying, well, what is the point? And I mean, I can understand a lot of people out there, because what is the point to work for something where you're getting exploited and you're not getting a proper wage when you can, do that? So I think the hand was forced by the government, because I'm like yourself, especially now when there's people out there, British people, who have lived here, paid all their taxes all their days, but they can't get a job because, no fault of their own, the government in the last 10 years has said to the Romanians, the Polish, come here and work. Well, the reason we needed them back then was probably because there was that much job back 10 years ago. We couldn't get the ordinary swinging the lead shyster here to do it, so we said, right, get all these Poles in who, they're good workers, but I appreciate what you're saying now. There should be something there, or somebody saying now, enough's enough. You mean, how many people are we going to bring in here when, if the country can sustain it and we need these people, then I'm willing to say, well, let them come in maybe, but if we can't sustain it, I'm like yourself, but somebody has to say something. But it does get put away as a racist comment. Is that the thing that...
No, the problem is now they're coming here, they're not coming here to fill a skills gap or fill a jobs gap. They're actually just coming here because we've got a better social system than anywhere else that they know.
And again, you can't...
They don't go to France, they don't go to Australia, they don't go... They just tell them you're not on.
But you're right.
No, we seem to be the sponge, and you come here and we'll just set you up a house, we'll give you everything you need, and you send the money back, and while I retire in 10 or 12 years, whatever it is, there'll be nothing left in the pot for me.
No, well, I agree with you, but then if you look at it, right, say it was the other way about, say it was you were in a country where you could get somewhere, you would go for it to bring your family on. So a lot of these people that come here, in a way you can't blame them, but you need to blame is a system like the Westminster, who made these decisions all these years ago to allow the back door to stay open, because obviously they've got their immigration shut down and you don't let people in or whatever, they've got that, but they allowed it. I mean, what's the point of having it one side when and you allow it to happen where people from a part of Europe can come in, and they, like you say, they send the money back because they've got family there. But I mean, the chances are, if it was Scotland and we were going to Poland, we would be sending the money back as well. So I don't blame him. I blame a system from Westminster that allowed it to get that stage where, it's a free-for-all. And as I say, it would be fine if we're all sitting in jobs and we're all fine and dandy, but when we're all sitting waiting in soup handouts or soup kitchens or food banks, it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? So I hear what you're saying about that. But in a general consensus, do you think that we could make a go of it if Scotland was to get a chance to get our own democracy and get our own vote? Do you think we could make a genuine fist of it?
Yes, I think we could, aye. Well, I think we've got the criteria for doing it. If we're the ninth richest country and we can't make a go at it with that, then we've not really got much of hope then, have we?
I know.
But I think we could do it ourselves, aye. I think we probably could.
And the way I look at it for myself, I can come up with 100 reasons, like maybe yourself, like why not to do it. But I'm going to let my heart rule my head, because I know I can come up with all different reasons, but at the end of the day, like when you hear all these politicians saying, we can't do it, that makes me more determined to say, well, I think we can do it. And the reason why I'm giving it a go, or the reason why I want to vote yes, is because my heart says, well, when you've got 2 Chinese pandas in the Edinburgh Zoo and 1 Tory MP, and we get a Prime Minister as a Conservative, that's not a democracy, and that's a sham of a democracy. And we had to
definitely.
We had to live through it, through Thatcherism and Major, and now we're going through the same thing again. And the way that the electoral system works, it's the incumbent. It's always got the easiest job to retain the thing with. So I would say we're going to get another 5 years of Tories, and heaven help us if that happens to us. And that's what it's making me out of fear, phoning people I don't know and saying, why don't we do this? Because I'm living in fear. Well, the one thing, Scotland making a decision and saying let's go ourselves. I'm living in fear saying I don't want to see 5 years of austerity for the Tories again, because if these people get in, that's what's on the agenda, and that's
I agree with you.
That's no me saying out of fear, that's me saying out of the stark realities. Go and see the agenda that they've got for the austerity measures next year. There's people in England going through the courts fighting them to stop them cutting vital services to the elderly and people who can't look after themselves at home help, because of austerity measures. And they've got these same plans for here. They're still, even though people are fighting them in the courts, they're still saying, no, we're going to have to cut it. So that's why I think Scotland has to say enough's enough. I think
we could Todd Warren. I definitely do. I don't have any fears about that.
And what about the oil? Do you think we can get a hold of the oil to do it, Jink?
Well, I mean, who really knows how long that oil's going to last? We hear all the pros and cons. It'll last 10 years, and it'll last 15, then it'll dry up, and it'll. But I mean, this isn't for me now. At my stage of life, it's not for me. It's for my daughters that are coming along and hunting me now.
Aye. That's where I look at it. I mean, I'm 42. The last time I had a chance was when I was 7. So if we don't date now, then what's going to be left? And we'll not get a chance to date again. I'm just thinking of the Bains as well.
No, we'll not get a chance to date again. Definitely, I agree with you.
I know.
I think this is the one and only.
Yeah. Well, if you're thinking,
yes, you've certainly given me food for thought, sir.
No, that's what I'm here to do. And as I say, I'm no part of any political movement or anything at all. I'm just a concerned citizen who wants the best. I've got 3 children, and I think, well, I've come up with the same ideas and the same thoughts as yourself, and I was in the same boat, but now I'm a committed yes, because I'm listening to my heart, because my heart's, and you've agreed with me that the currency one, if that's a doubt with the currency, then I would say have no doubts about that, because it's an obstacle that's easily overcome. Just look to smaller places like Jersey, Isle of Man that use the pound, and you look further afield, places in Africa, Canada, Australia, they use a currency called the pound. It might not be pound sterling, but they still call it the pound, so we'll still have something to call the pound anyway if we want.
Okay, sir, thanks very much for your call.
Take care. And all the best, and hopefully you vote yes in the election. Take care.
Okay, sir, thanks you.
Goodbye, bye-bye.
Cheers.
Right. And I tried to get him through the wee bit there of borderline, shall we say. Is it homophobia? You can't classify as racism, but he just doesn't like. See, that's the thing. It's not he doesn't like people from other places. He just doesn't like. How can I put it? He just doesn't like. Well, I don't think he does anyway. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. He just doesn't like the way it's been operated, and they've not been told. People have not been told the reason why they had to have an open border policy. Germany shut it down. France shut it down. People from Eastern Europe, they couldn't go to work there. We opened the door policy for these people in these countries to come here. And it's a bit late to say, oh, we can't get them in now, but there was a reason. Right, and I've got the reason here. It's because of the amount of money that was opened by the banksters in this country from 2007 to from 1997 to 2004, when New Labour got in, 7 years, just the first 7 years, the debt, combined debt for this country, the government debt, had doubled since the inception back when Prince William of Orange gave the Royal Charter to a Scotsman to set up the Bank of England. Okay, did you get that? And what debt took over 300 years to accumulate, Tony Blair doubled it, and Gordon Brown in the first 7 years. That amount of money being released into the UK caused the government, because of all the layabouts swinging the lead here, they needed the people to come in to work, because there was all this money there and all the jobs for building houses and everything was there to be done. They needed to open the doors. And I was hinting it there, but I never touched on the full part because the gentleman was obviously a lark call. But if I talk about the fullness of what happened back when the wealthy merchants of Virginia Street, Jamaica Street, when they came back with their wealth taken from the common poor empire or the poor countries, when they took all their spices and gold and diamonds and everything back, they had a huge amount of money to spend in the second city of the empire. And in fact, if you look at all the places that were built in Glasgow, the sewers, the roads, most of it done by Irish navvies, most of it done by Irishmen who came over when the British administration of Ireland had committed a Holocaust, had committed the Great Hunger on the Irish people, had caused Irish refugees to flee for their life in huge numbers. The biggest Irish diaspora is in Glasgow, where I sit just now. People came fleeing for their lives to do better for their family. People like Brother Walford came and helped the people he saw as someone born in the worst time to be born on Ireland back over 150 years ago. And he had a heart to care for the people who were suffering. God bless Brother Walfred. Well, I've lost my track, I think, there. I was just thinking of Brother Walfred. I stopped there for a second thinking. Yeah, so the people who came to Scotland for a better life, they were exploited and came from all over the world actually, but ones that came from Ireland, you could point out, it's not a conspiracy to point out, but the oppression of the British rule of Ireland causing people to flee for their lives. Well, that was very convenient just when Britain was needing built. Victorian Britain needed cheap labour to build the roads, the sewers, the buildings. And that's what it did. When it's dual use of the empire, it's many uses of the empire. When you've got your wealthy merchants going to Africa and Asia, exploiting the natives. British slave masters took 30 million Africans to their death in the Middle Passage to build the new free land of the United States of America. So that's a genocide for the Africans to deal with. Then the genocide for the native Indians to deal with, 24 million, 12 million at the hands of virus and illness brought by the white man, another 12 million massacred for the free land of democracy. So at the same time as they were colonising the world in Ireland and in India and Africa, they were brutalising the Irish, making them flee from their homeland, head to the second city of the empire, to Liverpool, Manchester, London. And hey, you've now got a cheap expendable labour that can be exploited and paid a pittance. And you know what? They do that just now through the effects of the World Bank and IMF. They go into countries, subjugate it with their loans, bankrupt them, then dictate to them how much they can spend in their infrastructure, their health service, their schools, dictate to them from afar. And then they put in the sweatshops like Nike and other stuff and get them to work for less than $1 a day. Atomise it down to the minuscule of 100th a second, making these goods that they sell for $100, and they pay people less than what it, less than what it is enough to feed themselves and their families. Keep them in servitude. Hungry people don't make good soldiers. Hungry people don't care about democracy. They only care about getting their next meal. So it's very convenient that 3 billion people live on less than $1 a day and 3 billion people don't have fresh, clean water. They learned their practice in places like Ireland, and now they go and subjugate the entire planet with a system of totalitarianism that they've perfected for hundreds of years. Fuck the Rothschild Zionist zombie banking cabal and all its minions and bastards who back it up. Fuck the Zionist zombie fuckpigs who rule Westminster, who put Scotland in slavery and subjugation for hundreds of years, when they find sellout bastards selling out for their 30 silver shekels of selling Scotland to be part of a union that has enslaved us. Wake the fuck up, Scotland. Wake the fuck up. Free yourself from the chains of mediocrity. Distance yourself from a bankrupt union, a financial corrupt system set up by Prince William of Orangeboom, the dirty shyster bastard who allowed the Rothschild banking cabal 100 years, Mayor Amschel Rothschild and his 5 family of crooked sons to take over Europe, to get a hold of politicians and kings and corrupt them with their banking cabal, lending money at interest. Do you know that the debt for this country went through the fucking roof when Prince William of Orange took over, when he gave the Royal Charter to the unelected, undemocratic banking cabal that exists to this fucking day, that the debt for this country went through the roof? Within 20 years of Prince William of Orange, this country was going through bankruptcy proceedings and has continued to be in bankruptcy for 300 fucking years. Self-administered bankruptcy by an unelected, undemocratic banking institution. They call them the Zionist zombie Rothschild banking cartel. And we're not going to dethrone it when we get kicked out of Westminster to start our own country, because Alex Salmon's probably a paid-up, fully subscribed member. But what we've got a chance to do is get into a parliament that can maybe make a change and bring down this zombified, fucktard Zionist cabal. That overcall starting. Here we go. Fuck. We get 10 minutes. 10 minutes to go. Might as well do the full show. Garen McGrory, he's away up the road. He's left us.
I'm sorry we can't come to the phone. Please leave your name as...
Somebody get a hold of that Garen McGrory. Tell him I missed a fucking rant there. I saved a rant for the last 10 minutes and Garen McGrory's left his station. That fucktard should have been sitting there till 5 o'clock. He's fucking bolted. How dare he use and abuse me like a fucking English fucktard politician. He sat there and says, I'm doing fuck all work till 4:45 and then I'm bolting. And I say, I stayed here under false pretences. He's a fucking Andy Murray sellout bastard, isn't he? Hope you liked that last call. I tried to converse with the gentleman. Aye, what was I going on about? Yeah, I was explaining why I was taking that part on the immigration. We had to have these immigrants come in the last 10 years.
Hello?
Hello. Sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba from Scottish Democracy 2014. I was just taking a few minutes, asking a few minutes of your time with regards to the referendum. And are you intended to vote during the referendum? Hello? Obviously.
Welcome to the messaging service. The person you're calling is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Right. I was going to try and hack the messaging service there, was going to put in hash 1690, see if we get through it.
You've reached the answer phone from Dougie Campbell. Please leave him.
Oh, well, he gave the fucking game away, you fucktards. What are you saying that for? You fucking came out with that for? You just fucking gave it away, Dougie boy. We're phoning Dougie Campbell and fucking Lark Hall. You prize cretin, you. I think we should just give Dougie Campbell's number out, because you can go and get it on the phone back there. Fucking fan, that, isn't he? We're running out of time, we can't even phone. Right, hold on.
$88576.
Oh, hello there, sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba from Scottish Democracy 2014. Yeah, I love it. Right, what was it? Kilwinning, aye. Kilwinning. Mother Lodge, Kilwinning. Come in, Kilwinning. Right, we're running out of time, but we'll be back tomorrow. I have no doubt of that. And tomorrow we will be starting, there's 5 pages, a 5-pager here, Campbell and Kilwinning. Right, so Kilwinning, Irvine. Right, so I'll be back tomorrow. Wonder Boy, don't you go anywhere. You come back tomorrow. We'll be doing your whole area. We're going to find somebody you know. Right. We're going to uncover a goat you've had liaisons with before, probably. Some goat you've been acting it with, Wonder Boy. Some goat that you've met in a nightclub up in Irvine. Is there a nightclub in Irvine? Does the mag? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sorry to bother you. My name's Jimmy Alba. I'm phoning from Scottish Democracy 2014.
Who the hell are they?
Sorry?
Who the hell are they?
Who the hell are they? They're a madcap party created by a mad nut job called Jimmy Alba. And that's myself. And what we're here to do is to ask, are you intending voting in the referendum, sir?
Aye.
Are you intending voting yes, no, or are you still one of these undecideds?
Oh, no, I came up and doing.
You don't know what you're doing, no?
Eh?
You don't know who you're voting, no?
I said I know what I'm doing.
You're going to be voting yes then, sir?
That's a presumption on your part.
I know, well, it's a presumption I would like you to do. That's why I'm phoning. I used to be part of the no side.
Don't worry about it. Your presumption's right. Cheerio.
God bless them. Well, can I ask you, if you're going to vote yes, if you know any friends or family who are undecided, to try and get them, to encourage them to vote yes?
Well, I've been doing that for bloody years.
I applaud you, sir. I salute your courage and indefatigability. If you keep up the good work, I'm just a young urchin trying to learn as good as yourself how to do it.
A bloody thing through the door. I'm not that long in. I've just had something to eat.
And what? What was it saying?
Future. What independence means for us. How Scotland will benefit by staying in the UK. England will take all their bloody money again.
That's it. They take our money. They've took our oil for years and years.
I know that. A hell of a lot of folk don't.
I know. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm out to try and convert as many as possible. And for good people like yourself who have seen the light well before people like myself, I'm just asking you to redouble your efforts and keep converting as many people in your life as possible, because we need every vote.
1940s and I know about it.
Sorry?
I can go back to the 1940s and I can't at the end.
Tell me about, can you share some experiences with me regarding that in the 40s? What was it like back there as a nationalist?
The wages were for agriculture and horticulture were all split. England and Scotland were different. They got 3 half crowns and we get 2. That stuck up my nose all these years.
Why did they get that? Why was that?
I don't fucking ask me.
Who the fuck can I ask then? Because I want to know, the dirty bastards. That's an injustice.
Aye. That's festered for them. Well, in them days I was all in my teens. 12 teen, 11 teen, 13. You know.
Aye.
And I'm now 86.
God bless you.
And that stopped my craw all these years.
Well,
How the hell was that? 3 half crowns to them and 2 to us. Half crown was a lot of money in them days.
And you never ever found out why? Or they never ever told you why?
Just run by them who's down the road. I just shafted it all these years, the hell of my life.
And they've no stopped. And that's why we need to change it.
I know they've no stopped, aye.
And they're no stopped because once they get away with it once, they'll say, we'll get away. All the time.
115 billion in the London Crossrail. We can't get the N9 done on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People dying every week because of that.
Don't get me carried off the grid.
No, I'm going to get you phoning out for me. I'm going to get you converting people with stories like you've got. You'd convert more than me.
Aye, no, I know. Sarah Hooers and vagabonds. See this carry on a covering up all the Hooers and Garvey and the government plus the churches plus the civil service that left other folks' skills without permission. That's all hidden as well.
You're right.
Oh, aye. See, whenever it got to the word commute, it was in the same thing was rife in Westminster, the religious bit of Westminster I'm talking about. Everyone went silent. Nobody's in the jail yet.
That's right, I know, they should be.
The jail yet.
They fucking should be, I know. But listen,
right, I'm in a hurry, I'm going so
God bless. No, I'm in a hurry as well. You take care now. God bless and all the best. And hopefully, well, you're going to vote the right way, and hopefully you can convert as many people to join us, and we'll get what we need. Yes, voting. God bless. Speak soon. Cheerio. That guy. It took us 3 hours. That guy is the star of the show. What a gentleman. Well, I might have converted a few, but he's restored my faith in humanity. 86 years old. Who's that? Born in 1928. Or thereabouts. God bless you, old Gene. God bless him indeed. Salute his courage and indefatigability. Right, I'll be back tomorrow. Kilwinning. If that's what Kilwinning holds in store for the first call, then we're in for a treat. I might be doing a show later on tonight if no back tomorrow. Hail, hail. Tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet.